All right, the last graph we're going to look at is ample reserves. Now, this scenario shows us an inflationary output gap because our current level of output is above the natural rate of unemployment. Remember, natural rate of unemployment is frictional and structural. In this scenario, we would have a negative cyclical unemployment rate. Now, let's draw the ample reserves graph. So, policy rate on the y-axis. Then we have that bit of a weird looking shape. So, now remember on top here is the discount rate. We just don't label it at all. And here's the demand for the reserves. And of course we need a supply. So remember, in the ample reserve system, buying bonds would increase the supply of reserves, selling them would decrease it. And now it's not a tool to stimulate or slow down the economy. Open market operations are just utilized by the central bank to ensure that this system works. Now, here is our quantity of reserves. All right, now, in this scenario, what we want to increase or decrease the rates? Increase. Because we want to ensure that banks will deposit their reserves, their excess reserves, with the central bank as opposed to loaning excess reserves out. And therefore, we should increase the rates. Now, why does this downward sloping part not change? Because this is not a rate, okay? This is how both of the rates are connected. Therefore, we're shifting the upper part and the the lower end up and the upper end up. Okay, so now this is policy rate 2, demand of reserves 2 and 1. Okay, now what will that now do in the economy? 80 will decrease to close the output gap. 82, 81. Now we want to make sure that we label everything. So this is also R2. And then the price level decreases. Now this will result in a decrease in the money supply. So remember, money supply only shifts whenever we have monetary policy implemented. Oops, that's 2. Money demand. Now this is quantity of money. Remember, not the same as the currency, because this is just domestically the money that we have in the economy. And this is the nominal interest rate. So another graph we can connect that to now is the Phillips curve. Let's quickly do that. Oops. And the inflation rate. Okay, now, as a result, initially, where were we? We were in that inflationary output gap. That means low unemployment, high inflation. So that point will be here. Now, as a result here, real GDP goes down, therefore unemployment rate goes up. And the price level goes down. How can we show that here? By moving the point. Because now we have more unemployment and lower price level. Okay? Here, with the increase in interest rate, now we can show that on the Forex. So let's assume again this is the US. And we're comparing it to the euro. Now, higher interest rate means we have more demand, but also less supply, because we will keep our money now here in the US because we have no reason to invest it overseas. And therefore, the supply decreases and the currency appreciates in value. As a result, imports increase, exports decrease. And then we can also say current account increases, capital and financial account decreases, which signifies capital outflows. Now, capital outflows is what we can show on the loanable funds market graph. Quantity loanable funds. Okay, now capital outflows means we have less money in the economy. But now, as a result, the interest rate goes up. Therefore, now we would have, again, more demand, and we can continue the loop. But as you can see, those 6 graphs are directly interrelated. Then, like I said, the basic supply and demand graph is a bit out there. Then, let's say with the higher interest rate, eventually that would lead to less investment spending over time. Less investment spending over time is not good because machines break, our capital stock gets smaller. That would eventually, in the long run, lead to economic decline, not economic growth. And we can show that on the PPC by shifting it inward.